Billy, how long is a session typically? It really depends. Just like so many of these questions, I would say it's usually at least 2 to 3 hours. Some people will play a lot longer than that. I've seen definitely instances where people play shorter than that. For me, definitely 3 hours is about the sweet spot. But I'm running for a bunch of people with kids, a bunch of people with jobs, a bunch of people like we play really uniquely in the middle of the week. But that's because that's the best time we play over the course of years, right? So like you know certain nights of the week are sort of sacred D&D nights, and as a result we sort of play within those boundaries and try not to ruin people's lives every time we play a session. I think that's pretty reasonable. It's like growing up. uh I know like my parents would go to like they'd bowl certain nights of the week, right? It kind of feels like that. It's like this is a tradition, this is a club, or like a book club or something like that, and that's easier to maintain than Friday nights or Saturday nights that are always being challenged for cool stuff, for people to do. But depending on your age, depending on your place in life, like yeah, some people will play not every week. They'll play, um, once a month or every other week, and they'll play for long stretches of time. It really depends on the table. Um, Everybody does it differently. Construct the last one shot you played in, the DM inserted video game style kill planes, where if a player veered off course, it was incredibly dangerous and deadly. I mean, that's one way to do it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. But, you know, to invest too much time and energy creatively into that, it's like we're sort of solving an above table problem with an in game solution, which is always a little bit awkward. Construct, I play both ways. I'm at this point, my campaigns are totally interchangeable. We do some in person and some remote and online. CB, here's average 2.5 to 3 hours. Yeah, I think that's a totally respectable length of time for a game. Billy, your fear, friends be playing for too long and they get bored and the game burns out. I want to keep it fun. Totally, yeah. And some of the stuff you have to figure out. Every group's a little bit different. Um, yeah, yeah. I mean, the fact that you're thinking about that and interested in making sure that everybody's having fun, that's a good thing. That's the right mindset to have as a dungeon master, for sure, for sure. Construct advice: communicate with players. Yep, make sure they understand what your game is about, that they're interested. Yeah, I mean the first campaign that I ever tried to run with a group, because I ran a solo game for Ashley for about a year, where we both sort of learned the game. The first group that I built sort of failed, probably a little bit due to my inexperience as a DM, mostly because it wasn't a group of D&D players. It was our friends and family that were sort of our pool of people that we played board games with, and we're like, hey, let's try this new type of game. And they were all game for it. But at the end of the day, combination of what kind of stuff they like to play, and probably, again, my inexperience introducing people to the game at that point, I think we all had fun, but it really only lasted about 6 or 7 sessions. And I sort of let it peter out. I was like, I don't feel like this is really working, guys. Let's take a break, and maybe we'll come back to this. And the second real group campaign that I ran, I actually recruited D&D players. I found people who wanted to play D&D who didn't have a dungeon master, and that worked great. So I guess keep that in mind. Not everybody's going to be interested in the game, and that's okay. But also, there's always a ton of people looking for dungeon masters are in short supply. Um, just by definition, there's always way more people that want to play.